Hi, I'm Penny. I'm married to James and I live in Aylsham with a family of 3 boys. And Adam just asked if I had anything prophetic that I felt that God would want to say to church in Great Yarmouth, to Kingsgate. And so just as I've been praying for you, this is what I felt God saying. A few weeks ago we had an incident, as it were, with some baby spiders in our utility room. And there was a little sack of them, but I hadn't spotted it. It was white and our cupboards are white, so you couldn't see it. It was tightly packed and, yeah, as I say, quite camouflaged against its background. Anyway, one morning I went into the room and the sack was open and hundreds of baby spiders were trying to make an escape. A couple of them had somehow managed to get a web going across the window, and it was almost like a supply line for the others to climb along. And a few days later, we'd been away for a couple of days, and I went to go out of the door of the utility room out into the garden and discovered that 2 of the little spiders I really hadn't spotted at all or cleared up had made it not only across the original web, but made it across the room to the door, and had been busy building another web. And the door was white, the web wasn't visible until you opened it or got really close. But given the size of the spiders, the web they created was pretty impressive. And I just felt God speak to me about Kingsgate through this, and just felt there's been a season of being maybe tightly packed or all together really in one place. Fairly quietly being together, focusing on the church group, growing together. And then there's like this next season of pushing out, which is what I felt was perhaps the current season that you guys were in. There are some in the church who perhaps are those who've gone ahead and sort of set up that web system, as it were, but it's a way for others to follow. But in this season, the key difference really was visibility. The spiders in the utility room were visible because of their numbers and because they got everywhere. And I felt that Kingsgate would be known and visible locally, and you'd get, or perhaps you even had, comments along the lines of, oh, you're another one from that Kingsgate church. I felt there was a word of saturation, so saturate was a key word for this season. And then there was a final stage to this picture, the 1 or the 2, not the many this time, who would push out even further. I felt there would be some obscurity in this, in a right sense. This wouldn't be necessarily something that's widely known about or public. I felt either the situation perhaps could be work or location based, and basically it wouldn't allow for that kind of visibility, perhaps in a situation where it's not so easy to share the gospel or be quite so overt in your faith. But the gospel impact would nevertheless be great. In the same way that the tiny spiders covered the back door in webs over a 2-day period. I just felt, there'd be 1 or 2 from Kingsgate who had a call to perhaps relocate somewhere, still part of the Kingsgate family, but to be working quietly and effectively in another place. So I'll leave that with you guys to work through and to pray through and to consider. Bless you guys. Thanks ever so much.